Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Sunday, September 24th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's AEW Collision broadcast live on TNT from the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. In the main event, Bryan Danielson defeated Ricky Starks in a Texas death match when Starks failed to answer the 10 count after being hit with a steel chain-wrapped flying knee from Danielson. Earlier in the night, Christian Cage won the TNT Championship in a three-way match involving Darby Allin and Cage's own associate and previous champion Luchasaurus. The finish came when Allin had Luchasaurus covered for the 3 count and Cage tossed Allin aside and got the pinfall on Luchasaurus himself.
We got a new TNT champion!
Winner of this match and new TNT champion, Christian Cage!
Oh, ho, ho! Say it now, Kevin! Who is the TNT champion? I gotta give the devil his due. The TNT champion is Christian Cage.
The win marked Cage's first championship win in AEW and his first championship of any kind since losing the Impact World title to Josh Alexander 2 years ago. FTR made the 7th defense of the AEW World Tag Team title, defeating the Workhorsemen in under 5 minutes. The win lines up FTR for a title defense against Aussie Open next weekend at Wrestle Dream. Also on the show, Rob Van Dam made his second AEW appearance, teaming with Hook to defeat the team of Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. In other results, Jay White pinned Andrade following outside interference from Juice Robinson, and Julia Hart defeated Kiera Hogan. In more AEW news, Saraya took to social media yesterday morning to report that all of her ring gear has gone missing and that a reward would be offered to anyone who could help her retrieve it. Saraya believes the items to have been stolen and expressed concern that whoever took them might be looking to auction them off online. She's offering AEW tickets and an autograph to anyone who might spot any of the items being sold online. Missing items include ring jackets, her Outcast gear, the gear from her appearance at Wembley Stadium, and from her return to the ring in AEW. Eddie Kingston also took to social media to make the announcement that he will no longer be taking independent bookings while holding both the New Japan Strong Openweight and Ring of Honor World Championship, citing his back injury and the need to conserve his strength and keep his body ready for appearances in AEW, ROH, and New Japan Strong. The announcement included a last-minute cancellation of Kingston's scheduled openweight title defense against Rocky Romero on last night's Defy Wrestling show in Seattle. Defy was apparently unaware of the cancellation until reading Kingston's social media announcement and apologized to fans on social media. Also included in the cancellations is a scheduled match against Brian Keith for October 6th at Warrior Wrestling. Wrote Kingston on Instagram, quote, "I love the independents, but times have changed. I'm truly sorry for not being able to do them right now, but I am truly no BS trying to be the best champion for both NJPW Strong and ROH, and I must put that above anything else right now. This sucks," end quote. In Impact Wrestling news, Pierre-Carl Ouellet, better known to modern wrestling fans as PCO, will be departing the promotion at the end of next month. Journalist Pat LaPrade broke the story on his Twitter account Saturday, stating, quote, "After speaking with sources very close to the situation, I can confirm that PCO has given his notice to Impact Wrestling. His contract ends on October 30th. Real name Carl Ouellet, the veteran from Montreal, had started with Impact in January of 2022, end quote. Most recently, PCO has been locked into a feud with Bully Ray. In news from Japan, All Japan Pro Wrestling's Giant Series tour continued inside Tokyo's Korakuen Hall on Saturday. In the main event, Yuma Aoyagi retained the Triple Crown World Heavyweight Championship, defeating challenger Ryuki Honda in 22 minutes and 46 seconds. It's Aoyagi's 4th successful defense after claiming the title from Yuji Nagata in July. In the only other title match on the show, El Lindaman also held on to the All Japan World Junior Heavyweight title by defeating Hikaru Sato. As we are recording, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah are running major shows on Sunday. We'll have a look at those results on tomorrow's newscast. And in ratings news, SmackDown's overnight numbers are in, showing a total viewership last Friday night on Fox of 2.115 million, down from the previous week's overnight number of 2.445 million. The overnight rating in the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic was 0.58, which translates to 758,000 viewers. Full details on SmackDown's ratings are expected later this week. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.